Hey guys, welcome back to the Project B-Ball podcast. My name's Akarsh Jain.
My name's Manangi.
My name's Arush Jain.
Okay.
And today we're going to be talking about the Nets firing Kenny Atkinson, along with some bold predictions we have for the Western and Eastern Conference, as well as LeBron's total rampage that he went on this weekend.
Alright, so we're gonna start off with the Nets coach being fired, or not fired. He parted ways with the Nets. I think he had something to do where he doesn't like Kyrie or KD, and that's why he left. And they said something, he wasn't fond of the idea of coaching Kyrie and KD. Akarsh, in your opinion, what type of message does this send to the NBA? This coach is very good, Kenny Atkinson. He has a lot of respect, and he leaves a perfect situation for next year where they could be in title contention. But instead, he just leaves the situation, and because he wasn't too fond of the players. What's your opinion on that?
I'm not sure what to think of it so far. I mean, I've been looking at multiple reports, and apparently, it wasn't Kyrie Irving's fault, but it definitely had stuff to do with the two superstars in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. What do you make of this situation, Rudy?
I think it's very, it's more because Kenny Atkinson, what he did was, he was there during the Nets' bad years, but he was able to coach this team back into the playoffs last year, right? And that's where he earned his respect as a good coach. And now he has these two superstars who I feel they feel, because in the last year he was the most powerful person in that organization except the general manager. Now KD, Kyrie will have more say in how the offense is going to be run, how the defense should be run, right? Over him. Yeah. And it feels like he's losing the power he has. I think that's what's happening a little bit. And also when coaches, this might be would have been too bold of a prediction. If the Nets are disappointing, all the blame will go on him. Wouldn't you think?
That is true. So who do you think could be his successor? Who do you think could replace Kenny Atkinson on the Nets as coach?
Fizdale? Fizdale is probably the best option.
I think my top choice would definitely be David Fizdale. I mean, he's been on ESPN a couple of times now. I mean, he definitely is itching back. He's definitely itching to get back into the coaching game. He did a great job with the Memphis Grizzlies a couple of years ago, back when they were in the playoffs. And overall, I think he's just a really solid coach. I mean, obviously last year with the Knicks, it was just a terrible situation, horrible management from the Knicks. But I think he can get a second chance with the Nets, and that would be really nice if the Nets picked up David Fizdale.
Oh, did you hear about the Knicks Spike Lee situation?
Huh?
The Spike Lee situation with the Knicks?
What's the SpikeLee situation?
So Spike Lee is a famous, very famous.
I know who Spike Lee is.
Yeah. So he's been going to the same entrance to a stadium, which is the employee entrance to the arena for the last 30 years, right? But last week or something, they told him he couldn't use that entrance anymore, but he already was he got his ticket scanned in, right? Then they told him, sir, can you go out and go back through the entrance on 33rd Street? Which this entrance was 31st Street, so he had to walk out. His ticket was already scanned in, so how things would work. If he will go back on 33rd Street, which is the VIP entrance, he would have to have his ticket scanned in again, but his ticket can't be scanned in again because it's
already scanned.
Yeah. So then he got pissed at the Knicks, and then he said he's not gonna be to another Knicks game the whole year.
The whole year?
Yeah, this whole year. He's gonna come back next year, he said.
Think about it. That's the most iconic Knicks fan. I mean, that's funny to say because the Knicks don't really have that many fans, but yeah, that's crazy.
It's so horrible management from that team. Knicks are
the Knicks just make me mad at sometimes, man.
They're just garbage. They're not even worth my time talking about. Not yours. No one's time. Haven't done it.
And apparently, I've just been doing some research on it, but the attendance has hit rock bottom since the Spike Lee incident.
Oh, shoot. Okay, that's interesting. Now we're gonna move on to our next topic, which were the bold playoff predictions that Arush will present to us.
So I think the Philadelphia 76ers are gonna get out in the first round. They're just playing really bad. They don't have that good 3-point shooters, and it might worse the Miami Heat in the playoffs. So that's gonna be a pretty hard matchup. And another prediction I have that the Rockets are gonna go to the Eastern Conference Finals and they're gonna verse the the Western Conference Finals, and they're gonna verse the Lakers. And I think the Lakers will win, and they'll verse the Miami Heat, because I think the Miami Heat will win against the Bucks, and that's where I think they have the best chance to win against the Bucks. The Miami Heat have the best chance.
Yeah, so would you like to elaborate on his predictions that the Rockets will make the Western Conference Finals and play against the Lakers, and the Heat will make the Eastern Conference Finals and play against the Bucks? What do you think about those bold predictions right there?
Okay, I agree to disagree. I see the Miami Heat one being the more likely option that will happen. But my opinion, I think it will be a Laker-Toronto final this year.
It's a Laker-Toronto?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to roll with the Heat. I think the Heat really exploited Giannis' weaknesses that one time that they played, the one time they played against the Bucks. I mean, it was put on full display that Heat know how to guard Giannis. I'm going Heat versus Lakers in the finals this year.
Yeah, here to me, I don't think any of us think the Bucks will make it, but like to me, it's not that much of a surprise if they will make it. It's just like I like Toronto more as a team for defending Giannis. I also like the Heat, but the thing is, the Heat, they defend Giannis in a different way that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work. They got lucky on their both attempts that it worked, but like the Toronto, they have Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, and then they can put OG on him, OG Anunoby on Giannis, and they can just create that wall, and they have Kyle Lowry who can draw all those charges. So I like how the Toronto can build the wall on him in the paint, and then it'll be harder for him to kick out. That's like Toronto has a better defense on him, and they're currently in a second seed, and I see them beating the Celtics in a playoff series. And anyways, I think the Heat are the fourth seed, right? So the Bucks and Heat will play in a second round, anyways.
Second round.
Yeah, so from that series, it's a give or take. I think that Bucks will be a little bit more favored because like I think this Miami Heat team, even though in the regular season their offense is good, but in a playoff situation, I'm not sure how strong it will be. And they have Jimmy Butler, but he'll show up. But I'm not sure if Jimmy Butler will equal to the production of what the Bucks can give every night. And then I'm gonna talk about.
In my opinion, what I've seen for Bam Adebayo this season is just definitely all-star level. Like the way that he guards Giannis and guards other players, it's just unrivaled in my opinion. So I think he is one of the players that can actually stop Giannis.
Yeah, I like Bam's defense and all that. I know it's just who knows right now. In my opinion, I just like how the Raptors can defend it because they have Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka, who are more the rim protectors. Bam's a rim protector, but he's like the only one on the roster.
I definitely see your point there. The Raptors kind of remind me of the Golden State Warriors in 2015 as a nitty-gritty team who can get it done and play really good defense. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like this Raptors team a lot. They have very good defenders, underrated players. They have Pascal Siakam.
Great shooters as well.
Pascal Siakam will show up in the playoffs. So is Kyle Lowry. He might or might not, but recently he's been showing up. Fred VanVleet's like clutch. They have the defenders. They have the Terrence Davis, who's an underrated point guard in the bench. They have Chris Boucher, who's a good defender. I like that roster. I feel like it has a better chance of coming out of the East in a playoff sense because they have the defenders and the shooters to do it. Now I want to talk about that rock.
One second.
Yeah.
Norman Powell, who's also really good in defense.
Yeah, and he just dropped 37 points the other night.
Yeah, I totally forgot about Norman Powell, but yeah.
Yeah, let's move on to the next topic, which is
the Rockets making the conference finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it happening because I think from what I remember for the standings, they would have to play like the Clippers in the second round, and the matchup is just too bad for the Rockets. Like they're not going to be able to expose the Clippers lineup for attacking the interior and kicking out the shooters, because the Clippers perimeter defense is like elite, is probably the best in the league, and like their style of play is just not a good matchup for the Clippers, and I really doubt they're going to win a game against the Clippers in a playoff series.
You don't even think they'll snag a game from the Clippers? Okay, that's a pretty interesting opinion. But what ours thinks is that the Rockets, their small ball lineup will outpace the Clippers pretty much. And since they do have some defensive pieces, they won't be able to stop Kawhi and Paul George, but obviously they'll be able to like hinder their performance a little bit.
The Los Angeles Clippers, like, there's also injury problems, like maybe with Paul George and maybe even Kawhi Leonard. So we don't know if their whole roster will be healthy for the Clippers.
Yeah, but here's the thing with the matchup with the Rockets and Clippers. Okay, so in the playoff, it doesn't matter if your pace is better or not, because the game is going to be slower anyways. It's just going to be like that. And I don't think the Rockets, yeah, they have James Harden, but he doesn't in a playoff sense, in a half-court offense, he hasn't shown me anything throughout his career that he can show up and be a clutch player. And Russell Westbrook, we know how he's on and off.
And Russell Westbrook in the playoffs is definitely interesting, to say the least.
And then especially,
let's move on to our next topic, which is LeBron's extreme rampage starting Friday night.
Oh, so here's the interesting thing with the rampage that LeBron's going on right now. It's not from I don't think it started Friday night. It started after the All-Star break. The thing is, the Lakers have a good chance of having the best record in the league. That's because Giannis is injured currently. They're only 2 games behind the Bucks right now for the best record in the league. So then the MVP will go towards LeBron's side at that point, right? Because I'm
definitely rooting for LeBron to win MVP. I mean, the things that what are you going to say that will hinder LeBron's MVP conversation? Like, he is 35 years old and probably having one of the best seasons of his career. You have Giannis, who won it last season, but again, like, we haven't seen him show up in these big moments like LeBron has.
Giannis hasn't had like so much playoff experience, and right now LeBron is playing like in an MVP level, and I think he just wants to get a championship and he wants an MVP, and I think the Lakers will get it done.
Yeah, for the MVP, right now I'm still split between Giannis and LeBron. I personally can't choose. Like, obviously I will favor LeBron because he's my favorite player, but I had to look at this at a real perspective. Giannis has if the season ended today, he will have the highest PER of all time. A PER is an offensive advanced stat, which shows player efficiency rating, which is unbelievable. He'll have the highest. He's gonna have higher than Will, higher than MJ, higher than LeBron. And the Bucks also be dominating every game. Like, their point differential is the highest. And that's like the stuff to say Giannis wins it.
If you would like to make that argument, then I believe there's an argument to be made for James Harden as well. But past like 3 seasons, he's been having historic seasons, and he's just been counted out because people just say, oh, he doesn't show up in the playoffs, and stuff like, oh, the way he gets his points is through free throws and stuff like that. There's a reason that Giannis has a big PER, and that's because he plays mostly in the paint, which is not a bad thing, by the way. However, the way that James Harden gets his points, it's much more skillful, and the way LeBron gets his points and statistics is like much more skillful than the way Giannis does, in my opinion.
I think Mike D'Antoni's system might be the biggest problem in the playoffs, because like they're shooting too much 3-pointers and they won't be super efficient.
Yeah. Here's for the LeBron MVP side, the case is here. If they're in a tougher conference, obviously, and they're only 2 games behind the Bucks, right? And then if you take out LeBron from that team, that team is barely making the playoffs. If you take out Giannis from that Bucks team, they're making the playoffs as an 8th seed.
Yeah, easily they would make the playoffs. And again, the arguments against LeBron when he was in the Eastern Conference, when he was in the MVP conversation in the Eastern Conference, those same arguments could be used against Giannis. As LeBron is in the Western Conference, and he does have the best record in the Western Conference, Giannis is in the weaker Eastern Conference. You can make the same arguments that you made against LeBron 2 or 3 years ago when LeBron was playing in the East as when Giannis is playing right now in the East.
Yeah.
If the Bucks make the finals, I think the Lakers would win. So yeah.
Yeah, for the LeBron Giannis thing, right? Remember when Russell Westbrook won the MVP? People said he won it in the last few weeks of the season because of the moments he was having, while James Harden was like slowing a little down. Right now, that's kind of happening with LeBron and Giannis. Giannis is injured at the wrong time, in my opinion, because now LeBron's just gonna do his own tour of like why he should be MVP, and the ending moments are the ones that give the best impression. And LeBron has the best impression right now. He beat the two best teams in the league other than the Lakers. And then there's the moments that and there's a storyline for LeBron, because everyone was saying he was washed up last year. Now this year he's great. Obviously the problem of the Kobe death now is pressure on him or something like that. Stuff like that. There's a better narrative than him than giving it to Giannis again. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. But what would you say to the point that I made about the comments that LeBron was getting when he was in the East versus the comments that Giannis will be getting since he is in the East right now?
Okay, so
is it fair to give Giannis those same comments that the East is weak and it makes sense that you're doing so good? And still give him the MVP, whereas when LeBron was in the East, people just neglected him from getting the MVP because he was in the weaker Eastern Conference. Do you think those arguments are fair?
Argument is fair, but for Giannis, yeah, the Eastern Conference argument should be the biggest factor here. If the Lakers can maintain like 1 or 2 game difference with the Bucks, I don't. Also, the thing with LeBron, when he was on the Cavs, I could only say that he would have won 1 MVP on those 4, like his second stint with the Cavs, 1 MVP, which would be his 2018 season, where he carried that garbage team to the finals. That was the 1 MVP year I saw out of him. I'm not sure if the other ones were MVP-esque. So that conversation where the Eastern Conference was like that, but that was the 1 year where I was like, okay, he should be considered to win MVP. He was, but he didn't win it. He lost it through James Harden, I think. Giannis, last year he had the narrative, and now this year he has the back-to-back. But do you think Giannis deserves to have the back-to-back MVP? He's destroying an easy Eastern Conference, and it's and then and also he doesn't show up in big moments most of the time. So there's
we don't know that yet, at least for this season. We have a small sample size.
True.
So I'm still saying the race is close, but I'm leaning towards LeBron for sure.
Yeah, I'm personally leaning towards Giannis because we had to see a whole body of work, right? And then LeBron, he's making his moment special now. And then Giannis, like the advanced stat I told you, and then how the Bucks are dominating teams. This is unprecedented. It's it has never happened before, and you shouldn't. It's not like you're giving this award for LeBron to stack up on his legacy or anything. He doesn't need another MVP to prove anything anymore, right? And you shouldn't give an award to someone that truly deserves it to someone else for just to help that guy in his case for being the best player of all time. Even though LeBron already is, he definitely deserves to be second. If LeBron can continue what he did this after All-Star break, he's been playing very well. We can continue it and show more and more moments. Like when it was Russell Westbrook's year, I said James Harden was gonna win it until the last 2 or 3 weeks because Russell Westbrook had those moments. LeBron right now is on that type of path where he's gonna have these moments and he's gonna show the world who he is. And then Giannis is injured and he's got injured in the wrong time, and the Bucks record will fall. So all these factors will play into LeBron winning it. I would love if LeBron would win it, but right now I'm favoring it 51 Giannis, 49 LeBron. That's how close I am on this.
Okay, cool. That's gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.
Thank you for listening, guys.